Hello students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back. As you are already reported your portion for the final exam, those chapters in today's QR lecture, we are just, as I already told you, how many chapters are included in your final exam. 30% we will take from previous semester's chapter. Understand? Chapter number PDF is already sent to you. According to that, 30% we will ask from those chapters. Understand? In which I have given importance to, as you know, much to chapter number 5. Okay? Other chapter are also mentioned, but 5 is carrying much importance. Now, one more thing, as far as some of the quick revision lectures are concerned, you need to be very conscious that in as per your paper style, 30% we will ask from first sem, and rest of the chapters, as you all know, before we start quick revision today, you all know the chapters which are going to be understand a part of your exam, that you know those chapters of the first term, that you also know chapter number 1, then chapter number 2, chapter number 3, chapter number 5, and chapter number 6. Now, in your semester 2, means in your final exam, we are going to cover, understand 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 were there. Now we are targeting chapter number 7, chapter number 10, chapter number 11, 10, 11 and 12. Okay. Chapter 9, as you all know, the second half we are going to ask you. Okay. Then chapter number 7, 10, 11 and 12. 12 introduction to graph. You have received all video lectures. That chapter, understand, is not so difficult. Understood? Introduction to graph. You can verify very easily by yourself. It happens sometime also that in that particular chapter, in some of the lectures, we have delivered you homework. In some of the lectures, you haven't received homework because you just need to revise those topic at that time. Nothing else more has to be done. In last lecture, where few two question we discussed in last lecture, where actually there were example of how to read the graph. Graph will be given to you, understand, and you have to read the graph. So that is very important. I think we have discussed in that distance versus time graph. Okay. So that way, dear student, any graph can appear in exam. You just need to develop your skill. May you receive one more lecture of chapter number 12 for more practice of reading graph, that I will analyze and send. Okay. But remember one thing, that those chapters which are a part of your SEM 2 exam, we covered them before you attended the offline classes. So we are going to just have a quick look at those chapters. Okay. So in today's QR session, we are targeting chapter number 10. We are not going to solve many examples, okay, but at least when you are revising this particular chapter number 10, okay, this is a quick revision lecture number 1, okay. Let us not call it lecture QR, quick revision. Understand for chapter number 10. Now, dear student, when you are targeting to revise chapter number 10, understand for your exam on which point you will concentrate much. Suppose you want to revise chapter number 10, on some of the points you need to concentrate very much. Name of the chapter you all know, mensuration. Okay? What to do? Suppose any student wants to target to revise this chapter, then some of the very important points student needs to remember is that first you just have a quick look that in this particular chapter how many topic of study are there, that is very important for you. So in this particular chapter, when you are sitting for revision, you should do what? You should immediately list out the topic list which you need to. Suppose in this chapter, if as a student I want to list, understand, so I will definitely note down this way that in this chapter I have to study about area of trapezium. First, dear student, this is called actually a QR. Okay, you should know that in this particular chapter, which of the topics you need to revise thoroughly. Okay, area of trapezium first, then comes area of quadrilateral. In general, you should know this. You should also note down all these points so that we can have a revision lectures for this. Area of trapezium, first topic. Second topic, as you know, area of quadrilateral in general. Then third topic, which you should know, area of rhombus. This is the third topic. Area of trapezium, area of quadrilateral, area of rhombus. Then as you know, area, I am writing a general topic first, area of cube. As you know, cuboid and cylinder. Okay, area of cube, cuboid and cylinder. Then comes area of, okay, then area of, sorry, then we will take, yes, volume of cube, cuboid and cylinder. Okay, though we are not following the sequence as it is, but we are just listing out the topic of such a large chapter which you need to revise. Okay, then as you know, area of triangle, area of triangle. Okay, to mention, we will just have a quick look at that. Area of triangle you have to target, and then you have to target area of polygon. Okay, area of polygon. Any student, if sits for a minute and he just want to sum up the topics he want to take a quick revision at, so these are topics of chapter number 10, mensuration. Area of trapezium, area of quadrilateral, area of rhombus, area of cube, cuboid and cylinder, volume of cuboid and cylinder, area of triangle and area of polygon. This topic, if you have complete idea regarding all this topic, that means it is an assurance that this chapter get totally revised. We will take one by one. Suppose, dear student, area of trapezium, suppose you are targeting. So when any student is targeting area of trapezium, on which point he should take care about, I am discussing this topic, area of trapezium. The student, you should have the knowledge. Suppose I draw trapezium. Suppose this is somewhat a trapezium I have drawn. Okay, now in trapezium you all know one pair of sides are parallel. These are not parallel side. Understand? And if you want to find area of trapezium, you should have the knowledge about length of the parallel side and distance between the parallel side. Suppose this is distance between the parallel side, which I suppose so by AM. I may also call this distance as H. These two are parallel side. Understand? Just if I want to have a quick look at that, these two are parallel side and this is distance between these. When you are revising for area of trapezium, in your mind you just keep one diagram, simple diagram of trapezium, and make your mindset very clear that if you want to find area of trapezium, you should be extremely sure that you should have the knowledge about these two parallel sides. Suppose this is given 4 and this is given suppose 9, okay, and distance between the parallel side is suppose given okay, let us take 4, okay, let us take this is 5, okay, 5 centimeter, this is side AB, then 9 centimeter side CD, and distance between the parallel side is given 4 centimeter. You all know very well that during our regular lecture, in some of the example, I mentioned trapezium ABCD already. And there I have specifically mentioned AB parallel to CD, you all know. And I have mentioned AM perpendicular to CD. But you should have one thing knowledge about this, that if you want to find the area of trapezium, you should know two parallel side and distance between the parallel side. Understand? Now quite easy to, I am not going to write area of trapezium, I am just mentioning ABCD. What is the formula? You all know very well. Half into distance between parallel side into sum of the parallel side. Just you substitute the value 5 plus 9, half into 4 into 14, this is cancel, you got 28 square centimeter. There may in exam, dear student, a twister can appear. You may be given area and you have to find either the distance between parallel side or you have to find one of the parallel side. This can happen, but every student, when they are revising any example regarding the area of trapezium, their mindset has to be very clear that if they want to find area of trapezium, one thing make very sure, you should have knowledge about two parallel side, and you should know the length of this perpendicular which is joining the two parallel side, which is actually showing you the distance between two parallel side. You understood this? So this is area of trapezium. Whenever you revise area of trapezium, your mindset has to be very clear that if I want to find area of trapezium, I must have the knowledge about two parallel side and distance between two parallel side. Suppose the same, suppose you are given in example like this, dear student. Suppose a trapezium is there, and in this trapezium, suppose area is already given to you. Suppose I may say 28, take an example, 14 square centimeter area is given. Distance between the two parallel side is given, suppose 8 centimeter, let us write. And one of the, okay, here let us write 4 centimeter. Area has been given 14 square centimeter. Distance between parallel side is given this. AB is given 5 and CD you have to find. So dear student, you all know the formula very well. ABCD equal to half. Okay, formula needs to be kept in mind. Suppose I don't mention AM, I can mention H also. In bracket, sum of the two parallel side, area is 14, half, H you know 4, AB you know 5, CD you have to find. Here you can cancel 2 2 ja. So you got 14 equal to 2 into bracket 5 plus CD. Now what to do? This 2 has to be transferred here, and here on the right side 5 plus CD, 7 ja, 7 equal to 5 plus CD, transfer 7 minus 5 equal to CD, CD equal to 2. You got it. So this is how you can have a revision of area of trapezium. Just you have a look at both the sum. In this example, the first one, I have taken length of both parallel side and distance between them, and I found the area. Here I have given you area, one of the parallel side and the distance between the two parallel side, and we found another parallel side. Just look at both the example. Understand? That gives you complete scenario regarding area of trapezium. Just have a look. At both the examples. Okay. Now you must have understood it, and when you want to revise, you need to target this way. Understand? Area of trapezium. Area of trapezium is given, from where you can find any one of the parallel side. Actually, dear student, you need to make your basic clear. How many unknown you can see in this formula? Area, distance between parallel side, two parallel sides. So 4 unknowns are there in this formula. Any 3 unknowns are given, the rest of the 4 can be found. Okay. So this is somewhat regarding area of trapezium. Okay. Suppose we take a revision of the next topic. Area of trapezium we just revised, where you need to just remember formula of how to find the area of trapezium. Now suppose If you want to revise the area of quadrilateral, suppose, so it is quite simple to understand. If I want to find area of quadrilateral, I in throughout the revision of this particular chapter, there is just a question of you should know the formula. If you are revising area of trapezium, you must have the knowledge about the formula, how to find the area of trapezium, and what is actually the requirement when you want to find area of trapezium. Suppose some student wants to have a revision of area of quadrilateral, then the immediate question which struck your mind is, how can you find area of quadrilateral? So dear student, I am just trying to just explain you. Suppose one quadrilateral, let me draw. You also draw with me. Suppose this is a quadrilateral, okay. Such a quadrilateral you should draw. Let me name, no name are mentioned, we always prefer to take A, B, C, D. Suppose in this, dear student, one diagonal has been drawn. Now on this diagonal I am going to draw two offset. One from this vertex I may call it H1, one from this which I may call H2. When you are just revising the area of quadrilateral, this has to be in your mindset. The diagram of how to find the area of the quadrilateral, this simple diagram has to be in your mind. When such simple implantation of diagram remains in your mind, you are able to find the area of quadrilateral very easily, because when diagram is in your mind, you should know that if you want to find area of quadrilateral, you must have knowledge about these two offsets, H1 and H2, and you should know the length of this diagonal. This is the way the diagram has to just struck your mind whenever you come across any question of area of quadrilateral. Understand? You should have the knowledge about the length of the diagonal, and you should have knowledge about two offsets. We are calling it offsets drawn. Offset means one thing make clear. One offset H1 means perpendicular from A on BD. Another offset H2 means perpendicular from C on BD. That you all know. Suppose, dear student, one offset is given 3 centimeter. Another offset is given, suppose 4 centimeter. And suppose, take an example, the length of the diagonal has been given 8 centimeter. If you have the knowledge about these three, it becomes easy for you to find the area of quadrilateral. I am not mentioning the area of quadrilateral, but I am just mentioning ABCD, which simply implies that it means area of quadrilateral ABCD. You should remember this formula. Half into diagonal, here I have taken diagonal BD, into sum of the offsets H1 plus H2. You should remember this formula not only symbolically, but this way also. Half into diagonal into sum of both the offsets drawn on the diagonal. Just you substitute the value. Half into diagonal is given 8. Two offsets are given 3 plus 4. half into 8 into 3 plus 4, that is 7. 2 4 jars, so final answer is 28 square centimeter. Again, dear student, your mindset needs to be extremely clear that in this particular formula of area of quadrilateral, how many unknowns are there? First, area of quadrilateral, 1 length of diagonal, another a offset h1, another offset h2, means 4 unknowns are there. Any 3 are given, fourth can be found out. The similar logic applies as it applies in area of trapezium. This way, dear student, after listing out the topic, as you are writing with me, you should have the knowledge about this. You should know the formula, the basics of that. Understand? This is the formula to find area of trapezium. Area of trapezium first, and this is area of quadrilateral. Make your mindset extremely clear how to find the area of quadrilateral. In this chapter it may happen that some mix up of formula may happen, because this chapter is thoroughly, no doubt you have to understand the data of the example, but maximum this chapter has been based on formulas only. So you need to understand and remember formula, and you should develop the skill to remember formula. Then and then you are able to attempt in exam. First, area of trapezium, you must have understood the formula. What is that? Half into bracket distance between the two parallel side AM into a sum of the parallel side AB plus CD. What is the formula of area of quadrilateral? Half into diagonal into sum of two offsets drawn on the diagonal. Okay, so this is area of quadrilateral. First we have a revision of area of trapezium, then we have revision of area of quadrilateral. Now let us take and understand a revision of how to find area of rhombus. Now we have to find area of rhombus. So again, as I told you, if you want to find area of rhombus again, then in your mindset, like I told you, if you want to find area of trapezium, your mindset has to be very clear regarding that simple diagram in front of you. Understand? If you want to find area of quadrilateral again, so again the simple logic applies. A standard diagram of quadrilateral in which you are showing one diagonal and two offsets drawn on the diagonal, that remains sufficient for you. Understood? So this is area of quadrilateral, area of trapezium. Now let us take a revision of third topic, that is area of rhombus. Okay. Now any student, when they are targeting how to find the area of rhombus, they should concentrate on one thing very well. If you want to find area of rhombus, again my similar guideline, a simple diagram needs to strike your mind, and in that diagram will, like in construction we were drawing the rough sketch, that rough sketch is actually giving a complete scenario of the construction which you are going to construct. So here also a simple diagram will help you to remember the formula also. Suppose you want to find area of rhombus, so you should know. First, dear student, you should know the correct diagram. Suppose I draw one rhombus, okay? Now, if I want to find area of this rhombus, suppose I call it rhombus ABCD. Now, if I want to find area of this rhombus, understand, you should have knowledge about, you should have information about both this diagonal. Understand? So, dear student, you can remember this way, that you should have knowledge about this diagonal. Suppose I call it D1. You should have knowledge about another diagonal. Suppose I call it D2. Now, when student has the knowledge, information, data about both the diagonal, they are able to solve any example of rhombus quite easily. But like in trapezium, make your mindset clear. If you want to find area of trapezium, you should have knowledge about two parallel sides and the distance between two parallel sides. If you want to find area of quadrilateral, you should have knowledge about length of the diagonal and two offsets which are drawn on that diagonal, which we call H1 and H2. Now, if you want to find area of rhombus, you must have the knowledge about the length of both the diagonal. Now, suppose I have knowledge about diagonal AC as suppose 6 centimeter, and diagonal BD, diagonal AD is 6 centimeter, BD is suppose 12 centimeter. Now, when I am knowing both the diagonals of rhombus, then the formula is quite easy to understand. Area of rhombus ABCD equal to half into product of diagonal, that is AC into diagonal BD. To be more precise and specific, you can take diagonal AC as D1 means length and diagonal BD as D2, and just you put the values. Half into what is the length of diagonal AC D1 6 and D2 12, just cancel. So you got the answer 36 square centimeter. Okay. Again, as I told you, dear student, you need to block the particular formula. Okay, this is very, very important for you. This way the formula needs to be kept in mind. Again, if you just verify this particular diagram and this particular formula of rhombus, how many unknowns are there? Area of rhombus, another unknown, one of the diagonal, then second diagonal. In this particular formula, there are three unknowns. Like in trapezium and quadrilateral, there were four unknowns, here three unknowns. So either of the two unknowns you know, the third one you can find it quite easily. Suppose I say this is a second example. Okay, this is the first one. Suppose I say that area of rhombus has been already given. Suppose 44 square centimeter. Area is given, and length of one of the diagonal has been given to you. Okay, Suppose length of one of the diagonal I may take 10 centimeter, and you have to find length of other diagonal. Two unknowns has been given, area of rhombus is given, and you are also given length of one of the diagonal. You are targeting the second diagonal. Okay, then there is no change. The formula is going to remain the same. A, B, C, D. I may do not mention A, C and B, D. You can also mention, suppose A, C and B, D. Let us. Now area is given 44. Half into one of the diagonal has been given 10. Another diagonal is your target. Now different student adopt different method. Some would like to cancel here. Some may direct cross multiply. Everything is okay. 2 5 ja. 5 is transferred here. This is equal to D2. If you divide, you get 8.8 centimeter equal to D2. So this way also example can appear in exam. Okay, be very sure. We took a quick revision of 3 topics just now. One, I have taken area of trapezium. The purpose of the lecture is that you can have a revision of that chapter which you covered quite back. Okay, so some of the important formulas may have gone out of your mind thoroughly, and if you are just looking at that chapter, you may get thoroughly confused. Understand? But revision lectures are particularly designed for to comfort the revision. Now 3 topics suppose we just now revised, so your mindset has to be very clear. If you want to find area of trapezium, you should first know some simple diagram. In that diagram you mention that perpendicular, and then what is the formula for area of trapezium? We all know half into distance between two parallel sides. We are generally mentioning AM into bracket sum of the parallel side AB plus CD. This way your mindset has to work. Suppose you want to find area of quadrilateral, your mindset has to be a simple diagram of quadrilateral in which you will draw one of the diagonal and 2 offsets on that, H1 and H2. And what is the formula? Area of quadrilateral ABCD will be equals to half into diagonal into bracket sum of the offsets H1 plus H2, and then we just have a look, understand, at how to find area of rhombus. Quite easy to understand. You should know a simple diagram, and you should have the knowledge about the 2 diagonal. When you have knowledge about the 2 diagonal AC and BD, you need to just remember the formula. Area of rhombus equal to half into product of diagonal, half into AC into BD. Okay. So dear student, in today's revision lecture, we have revised 3 topics. Area of trapezium, though we can't cover this particular chapter in one lecture, it is larger one. So area of trapezium we have taken. We have taken revision of area of quadrilateral, then we have taken revision of area of rhombus. In next lecture, we will take the revision of next few topics, which is going to help you a lot. Understand? Now my personal guidance is, when I give See, dear student, once you receive the revision lecture, along with the revision lecture, you will also receive the homework topic wise. Suppose area of trapezium, you will get the homework. Area of quadrilateral, you will get homework. Area of rhombus, you will get homework. So as you attend the quick revision lecture, you need to perform the homework of those topics on the same day. That is going to help you. Okay, dear student. So in next lecture we will have revision of the next topics. Okay. Thank you very much.